Welcome, everybody. My name is Rob, and this is a webinar about starting off the year 2015 with the mindset of a successful trader. I'm going to share with you some tips and tricks and strategies, mental hacks, reprogramming your trading brain, and whatnot. And we're going to try to have the greatest webinar of all time and forever. I want 2015 to be the kind of year where you break through on some of the things that you might have been struggling with in years past. Most of the problems associated with trading for a living don't really have much to do with trading systems. Instead, generally has to do more with the fact that we've got one or two trades that really got out of hand. And those one or two trades cost us a significant portion of our trading capital. And now that's not every trader's most significant problem, but it is a common issue amongst traders, and it's important that we spend some time sort of covering the reasons that those types of things happen and the ways that you can really start the year off right now with the mindset of a successful trader and the mentality of a successful trader, and get the tools that you need in order to make the changes that you want to make this a great year of trading. Now, I am recording the webinar, and we probably have a backup recording, and I'm going to put this up on the web as soon as, like today, and get everybody the recording. So if you can't stay for the whole time, that's perfectly fine, but I'm glad to see you here. If you're watching the recording, I'm super happy to see you here. I hope everything functions properly and that you can hear me okay and that you have a good experience. Just to prepare you at the end of this webinar, I do want to invite you to be a part of a small, intimate group of traders that are working together to make 2015 a great year of trading. So there is something coming at the end of this webinar, and it's an invitation for me to you to join a group of traders in an intensive path that we're on to kind of solve the biggest problems that we struggle with in trading. Just so you know that that's coming. What we're going to cover in today's presentation is what millionaire traders think about. We're going to talk about how to add to a winning trade, and we're going to talk about the power of affirmations, and I'm going to throw in a couple of other things in here. If you've been watching recent webinars with me on the subject of the Millionaire Trader Mindset or the Mastermind group, or you've been in recent TFL 365 webinars, these concepts are familiar to you, and we will repeat a lot of information that you've already heard, but it never hurts to hear it again, especially at the beginning of a new year when you want things to really go more smoothly than they've ever gone before. First of all, I want to talk about what millionaire traders think about. It's kind of an odd question, right? You think, well, they probably think about spending all that glorious money that they've made, or they probably think about getting on a yacht with a bunch of supermodels or whatever. But I want to talk about what millionaire traders think about, and it's part of this cycle of trading success that I developed over the course of the last few months. I believe that our results that we get as traders are directly tied to what we want. And those things that we want are directly tied to the habits that we have. And those habits that we have are directly tied to the rules that we create. And the rules that we get come from principles that we have. And the principles that we have are based on the beliefs that we have deep inside. And this is the cycle of trading success. So that's the cycle of trading success. And I want to focus on just the end part of that cycle, the desires and the results. And I want to talk about this subject that I've been discussing with a group of you for quite some time over the last few weeks. I want to talk about the fact that the one thing that millionaire traders think about the most is accumulation. Now you might say, okay, well, this sounds like a bunch of horse baloney. You just picked a word. You just picked some random word, and now you're expected to believe what I'm talking about. Well, this year I interviewed John Carter, who made $1 million on one trade. I interviewed Paul from Minnesota, Paul Scolardi, super trader, Superman. I don't know how much he ended up the year with, but it's more than $1 million. I interviewed my friend Tim, who made over $1 million. Another friend, Tim, who made over $1 million. Those are just four that come to mind, but there's like 6 or 7 of them in all. They all made over $1 million in trading. I didn't make more than $1 million in 2014. I made $257,000. Some years I make 250, some years I make 300. In 3 different years, I made over $1 million. And in total, over the last 14 years, I've made just over $6 million. I'm qualified to have this conversation with you. I'm absolutely qualified to tell you what a millionaire trader thinks about. Now, I'm not talking about people who make $1 billion, and I'm not talking about people who short-term trade and get really lucky on one big trade. I'm talking about traders who've been doing this for years, more than 7 years, and who consistently generate a significant amount of profits and who have made collectively or individually more than $1 million. Okay, that's the group of people that I'm talking about. I think that's the group of people that you probably would like to be a member of. And I think it's common to wonder how anybody ever gets there or if anybody is even able to do it, right? Have you ever wondered about that topic? Have you ever said, well, geez, is it even, I mean, gosh, I haven't met one person who's made over $1 million. Like, don't know anybody. And that's why I do webinars. It's why I interview traders. And it's why I do in-person meetings. And it's why I typically will show my trading account to people publicly, because it's important right off the bat to have a belief at the very foundation that this is actually possible. What you'll find is that commonly it's one of the big boundaries to overcome at the very beginning is whether or not you truly believe, have a core conviction that you could actually make $1 million trading, or that anybody is even doing this. A lot of people start off and say, well, because I can't answer that question and I don't know if it's even possible, I'm just going to play around with it. And playing around with this stuff never produces consistent success, ever. Ever. Now, if you want to start 2015 off right, and you want to be a professional about this, which I would recommend, you got to set in your mind that, okay, this is actually possible. And I'm going to take that for granted that you believe it's possible, that you actually believe it's possible. You don't have to believe me. You don't have to believe that Paul exists in Minnesota. You can look up his website. You can see his results publicly online. You don't have to believe any of it. But you at least need to believe that it's possible for you. And I've always found that if I can see that somebody else has done it, then I can see that it's theoretically possible and that I could copy what they're doing and I can have that success. But the truth is, most people aren't doing it. Like 1 out of 1,000, 1 out of 2,000, 1 out of 100,000 traders are making $1 million over any period of time. But the fact of the matter is, when you look at these individuals, Nathan in Tucson, you look at Paul in Minnesota or whatever, you look at John Carter in Austin, Texas. These individuals, they're not necessarily smarter than everybody else, but they are working harder than most people, and they do think differently than most people. That is true. But everything else they do is super simple. It's ridiculously simple. It once again is true that the simplest stuff is going to have the greatest and most powerful effect. That is absolutely the 100% truth of the matter, is that the simplest stuff is going to have the greatest effect on you. Everything that has ever needed to be said about trading has already been said. I'm not going to tell you anything original. I'm not going to break new ground for you today, but I'm going to revisit some of the most important elements of being successful. I like to do these webinars and I like to develop these materials like what you're looking at on the screen in front of you right now, because I care about you being successful. I have become reasonably obsessed over the course of the last 10 years with helping traders figure out how to do this. I don't charge a lot of money. I don't intend to get rich from education. I do expect to be paid for my time, but just like this webinar is free, a lot of the time I just give away whatever I'm doing to help the greatest number of people possible. I have no hidden agenda here. Every once in a while I teach a class. That's true. I do love teaching. I love creating materials for traders that help them. I love it. I love traders. I love it more than I even love trading. Period. It's the truth. I've done well as a trader, and I'm obsessed with helping traders figure out how to crack the code. But nothing that I ever do is ridiculously expensive. There's no hidden agenda here. I would love to see you make a huge improvement in 2015. All right. With that said, I want to revisit what I said a minute ago, and I want to work on convincing you that the most powerful desire that you can carry with you as a trader is the desire to accumulate. When your highest desire is accumulation, you instantly become a professional. Most traders don't think about accumulation. Most traders think about another word. It starts with A, and that word is action. I want to take a bunch of trades. I need to change my trading system because it doesn't produce enough trades. That's what most traders think about. They think about action. They don't even necessarily think about quick wins. Quick wins are fine. It's not even a problem with thinking about getting rich quick. You'll hear a lot of people that say, well, if you're trying to get rich quick, then you're going to automatically blow up. That's not actually true. That is not the problem. The problem is an addiction to activity or an addiction to trades. A successful trader is heck, hell, and heaven bent on accumulation. That is the stacking up or the it's the desire to increase the size of your trading account and your savings account over time. There is not one more important feature. What happens when you are an accumulator? Well, the first thing that happens when you are an accumulator is you start taking trades, like right here. You start taking a trade and you start cutting things off pretty quickly if they go wrong, or you make your initial trade size really small and you start grabbing money as soon as you make it and move on to the next opportunity. Say, oh man, I bought there, I'm going to sell here. Okay, I made some money, I sold here, I made some money. I move forward, it drops some more. I'm going to sell again, and I'm going to get out really quickly if it doesn't make money. So it drops a bit, and I made 45 more. I'm going to close that position. Oh, and now I'm seeing some bullish candles, so I'm going to buy. And I'm going to cut this off if it goes really wrong. I'm going to hold on to it for a little while if it goes right. Oh, that looks like it's falling now, so I'm going to sell a little bit and see if I can make some money. Oh man, I got myself into trouble. I don't want to give back too much money. And so they're constantly in this mentality of I'm just trying to build up my equity. I'm trying to build my equity. The other thing that happens when you have a focus on accumulation, the other thing that happens is you start removing profits from your trading account. You do it on a regular basis. Most traders who are interested in action do not remove profits from your trading account. What is one thing that you can do in 2015 that's going to make a spectacular difference in your trading? Every week, take out your profits. Every month, take out a percentage of your trading account, regardless of whether or not you've made money. Just that one decision about accumulation and withdrawal will make a huge difference. And you might say, well, gosh, I want to build up my trading account first. I'm telling you, here's what you should do. If you have a small trading account, remove your profits weekly for 6 months. Show me that you can do that. Then add all that money back in, and then add all that money back into your trading account. And then repeat the process. Take your profits out every week. Then 6 months later, put it all back in your trading account, all of it, and then start removing your profits every week. The one problem that traders will commonly make, and they will make it over and over and over again, and they will just make it until the end of time or until they run out of money, is they don't remove their profits because they're trying to build up a trading account that's big. You're not trying to build your trading account. You're trying to build your savings account. That's what you're trying to do. A millionaire trader isn't trying to build their trading account. They're trying to build their savings account. They're trying to pay off their debts. They're trying to pay their mortgage, pay their car payment. If what you're doing is paying the market or paying the trading account, All you are doing is focusing on increasing risk and getting more action. That's your focus. That is not going to produce long-term success. Let's talk about the one habit of every single millionaire trader that I've ever met. And that habit is focus. They have the habit of focusing on a trading strategy, the systematic implementation of a single trading strategy. Sounds incredibly boring, but my goodness gracious alive, it is incredibly important. You want to have just a massive 2015, systematically focus on the implementation of one trading system on a limited number of financial instruments. My friend Tim in Florida, Tim trades one pattern on penny stocks, and Tim is wild. Tim is a crazy guy. He trades one pattern on penny stocks when they're about to turn. That's it. That's his trick. Paul looks for one set of financial conditions in Yahoo Finance on financial instruments to find momentum before it happens. John Carter specializes in a couple types of options trades that he repeats over and over and over and over and over again. Every single time I meet somebody who's a millionaire from trading, they do one thing, they do it really well, they do it on a limited number of financial pairs and on financial instruments, and they don't play around. They're not joking around. The strategy is always, in every single one of these instances, it's so simple that it can be communicated in one or two sentences. Every single time, with no exceptions. And they don't have this thing that many of us have, which is, well, I trade this for the short term, and I trade this for the long term, and I trade this for the... They don't have that. They're not doing that kind of madness. They're not involved in that madness. And I get a little bit upset, and you could tell my voice is rising. Okay? I get a little bit frustrated because everybody I'm not getting enough trades if I just trade. For goodness sakes alive, could you just make 2015 for just 60 days? For just 60 days in 2015, could you focus on one trading system, on one time frame chart, on a limited number of financial instruments? Could you do just that? And if not, why? Why couldn't you do it for just 60 days? What I find time and time again is what a millionaire wants is accumulation of profits in a savings account. And what an amateur trader wants is action. And if you start to take away action, oh man, I want to trade on the short-term charts too. I got to get a little bit of action. Or I really like to do this over here too. Or I like that indicator. They want to do whatever it is they want. They don't want accumulation. Every single one of us recognizes, every single one of us at one stage in our career, and oftentimes it's at the very beginning, we learn something that works, but it doesn't produce enough money, enough trades, enough action, enough excitement. So we move on to something else. So we buy another book or whatever else. What it comes down to is that these millionaire traders have focused on in most instances, just one system. And you might ask the question, well, how can somebody that's a millionaire focus on just one system and get enough? Well, it has to do with what they want. It has everything to do with what these people want. Everything to do. When your desire is accumulation, your results reflect that. So say, for instance, I say that my desire is to trade for a living, but I've got 3 different trading systems, and I trade those systems on a number of different financial instruments. And someone asks me the question, okay, you say that your desire is to trade for a living. Is this trading method, this whole structure that you have, is it working? And the answer is no. And you ask them, why isn't it working? And invariably, they will say, I mess it up. I get in the way of it. The way to stop getting in the way of it is to stop wanting so much action and activity and excitement, and to start wanting accumulation. Say, all right, I'm going to cut out this one over here. I'm going to cut out this one over here. I can't really keep the schedule for this one over here. And I'm left with trading from the daily charts to the 4-hour charts. That's what I'm left with. And a lot of people will say, well, this doesn't even sound interesting to me anymore. I hear it time and time and time again. I had a conversation that I tell this story often. I had a conversation in 2010 in the back of a presentation room at a trading expo with a trader who had learned a trading system that was profitable. And they sat in the back with me, and I was their coach, and they said, listen, I learned the strategy, and it's definitely profitable, but it's not making enough money. And I said, well, how much money does it make? And they said, it's only making like 15 to 20% a year. And my recommendation was, just trade that system. It makes money. Just do that for 60 days. Did they do it? No. No, they didn't do it. They just couldn't stop the action and the addiction. They could have been making money. It could have been 4 years later, and they could have compounded gains of 20% per year on a $10,000 account. Is that going to make them rich? No. But couldn't they have possibly found something or a tweak or some improvement or refinement to that system if they had focused on it? Yeah. What they really wanted was they wanted action. That's what they really wanted. They wanted to do something on top of what was working. And we all have that. We all have that draw. In 2015, I beg you and implore you, find a system that works, even if it's a tiny amount of money, and focus on that methodology. Throw out everything else and ignore every other trading system that comes your way. Just ignore it. Do you want action? Do you want trades? Do you want glory? Do you want to be right? Do you want to avoid the pain of losing? Most traders say that they want to trade for a living, but what they really want most is to avoid the pain of losing. Now, how can I say that? I can look at their success, their results. If you look at the results of a trader, you will instantly know what it is they really want. That's how you know. Your results will show you what you want. You might say, no, they don't. I'm not getting the results that I want. No, you're generally getting the results that you want. For years and years and years, the thing that I wanted most was to prove that I could get out of trouble. And so I would get myself in a back against the wall situation as a trader, and I would get myself out of trouble. And because of that, I become really good at getting myself out of trouble as a trader. But what did my results show? That I kept getting myself into trouble and then getting myself out of trouble. It showed what I really wanted. It wanted to prove that I could do that. If I genuinely want accumulation, I will generally have results that show an increasing number of winning trades and profits coming out of my account and into my savings account. That's what it will show. You can disagree with me, and that's perfectly fine. I can respect disagreement. But what you can't do is argue with the fact that we are generally in our trading getting what we want. And what you will find is that you really wanted something different than what we often said we wanted. Think about what you want. Today, take a few moments and think about what you really want. Millionaire traders want accumulation. That is the increasingly larger savings account that is built from the profits from your trading account. Most people's interest in trading starts and ends with the trading account growing. It ought to go with the trading account growing a little bit and then moving the profits into a savings account. A millionaire trader thinks of their trading account like this. It's a bank vault. The profits go in, they walk in, they take money out, and they use it for something that they need to live with. They go in and they get some money, they take it out. They go in and get some money, they take it out. And they close the vault and they protect their profits, they protect their account. They do a great job with it. Most traders think like the Joker. It's not about the money, it's about sending a message. And it's chaos. It's not about greed or lust or any other simple sin. It's about doing what you want, when you want, however, to whoever you want, and making no excuses to anyone for anything. If someone wants to stop you, they better be ready to kill you. When I will tell an amateur trader who is addicted to trading that they should focus on one system for even 60 days, they will look at me like my head is screwed on backwards and that I have serpents coming out of my face. Why? Because they're the Joker. They're just joking around. They're not serious. They don't want to be accountable to anyone. A millionaire trader values accumulation over privacy. They will let others whom they trust see their trading account to make sure they stay on track. A millionaire trader values accumulation over the worry of embarrassment. A millionaire trader isn't embarrassed about the mistakes they make. They publicly address them, talk about them, solve them, and move on. You can solve almost any problem in your life through transparency and through the acceptance of the embarrassment that comes from making a mistake. You can persist in complicating any problem in the world by having an obsession with privacy. I hate the obsession with privacy. I hate it. 90% of traders are ultra private and haven't told anybody else that they're a trader. If you want to live in absolute privacy about what you're doing, you are headed for the type of results that a super private person gets. I'm telling you, you can disagree with me, and I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm not here to share with you what I think works. I'm here to tell you what does work. I implore you and beg you to find one other person in your life with whom you can share your trading results, who can see your trading account, and to whom you will admit anything that you do so that you cannot keep it all a secret. I implore you to tell everyone in your life that you are a trader. Even if you are embarrassed about it or you think that other people will laugh at you, I implore you to just say it. Say, I'm a trader. There is nothing embarrassing about it. And I have heard people say, well, what if people in my life think that that's gambling? Who cares? Are you that afraid of other people? If you are afraid of other people, then your greatest desire in life is to look a certain way. It is not to accumulate profits. Period. Don't be embarrassed about who you are. I'm proud to be a trader. Traders are the best risk takers in the world. Traders create wealth out of nothing. You should be proud to be a trader. You should be proud to be the type of person who wants to spend more time with your family and friends instead of at some stupid job. A millionaire trader doesn't want excitement, action, or lots of trades. And if you change what you want, and if you admit what you really want or have been wanting, and you make a change, you will change what you get. And then you have a relentless focus on what you want from now on. It's, like I said, it's all part of a cycle of trading success that millionaire traders implement. They have solid beliefs that turn into principles, that turn into rules, that turn into habits, that turn into desires, that turn into results. And we don't have time in this presentation today to walk through the entire cycle. But the quickest way to get the most results is to go from desires to results. Change what you want and change what you get. But you might wonder, how do you get that kind of focus? How do you get that kind of focus? One way you get them is through affirmations. We talked about this in January of last year. Affirmations are a powerful way to reprogram your mind to increase the amount of success that you get. Affirmations are positive statements repeated often that focus on a particular result, desire, or habit. An affirmation could look like this: I make $100,000 per month. I wrote that affirmation down 15 times every day. Some days I wrote it down twice a day, 15 times each time. It looked like this. Over and over and over again. In 3 months, in 2014, I made $100,000. I'm not trying to brag. I'm just trying to say that affirmations work. It makes a difference. It makes a difference. Here's another type of affirmation. I'm a loving, faithful, present partner. Or another affirmation might look like this: I desire accumulation of trading profits more than anything. Anything. Affirmations are positive statements repeated often that focus on a particular result, desire, or habit. You write it down 15 times, once a day, twice a day, or 3 times a day, but you do it every day. Millionaire traders are often naturally obsessed with accumulation and don't even have to write anything down, but most people are not like that. So what happens when you start writing something like that down? Well, what happens is you begin to recognize opportunities. It's not the law of attraction, it's the law of focus. When you start writing down, I make $10,000 a month from trading, or $20,000 a month from trading, or $20,000 a year from trading, or I desire accumulation more than anything. When you start writing that down, You start changing what you think about on a daily basis, and you start identifying opportunities to change what you're doing in order to get more of what you say you want. When you start saying, I make $10,000 a month from trading, you start to identify trade opportunities. You start to cut off losing trades when they've gotten out of hand. You just start to think differently. I'm not even saying it's the law of attraction. You just start to recognize opportunities. There is one thing that will make the greatest amount of difference in 2015 for you, and it's not changing your trading system. It's doing affirmations. We are all genetically conditioned to be obsessed about something, and we don't even have to write that thing down. Some of us are genetically obsessed with or addicted to losing. Some of us are addicted to spending. Some of us are naturally inclined towards giving so much of ourselves that we don't have anything left for ourselves. We're all naturally inclined to some kind of affirmation that's going on internally that we repeat to ourselves on a regular basis. We might not even repeat it to ourselves out loud or in a way that we can even hear. But if you change what you want, you change what you get. And it's not about changing what you do. Most traders are obsessed with changing what they do. Oh man, if I just would look for a tweezer top or a three white soldier candle pattern, if I would simply look for a bullish engulfing tornado candle, or if I would simply look at, I don't know, what the crap, whatever. If I would just start looking at this, then I would make more money. It has nothing to do with changing your trading system or changing the thing that you do. It has everything to do with changing what you want. I can't say this enough. You got to have a trading system that works, but the fact is that two people can be given the same trading rules and have a different result. That shouldn't be the case, right? Everybody can take you can take any trading system that you want to use right now, and you can make it work. Period. If you change what you want most. Period. This is why changing your trading system over and over isn't going to help you make more money. So let's put this into practice. It's not just a webinar about, mental law of success and the secret or whatever you want to call it. Let's look at a trading method and see how it all fits together. Specifically, let's look at how we might add to a winning trade and cut bad trades off quickly. Don't worry about any indicators that you see on the charts. Just worry about focusing on this conversation. Let's say that I have a trading system that says every time I notice divergence, here's divergence, this red line at the top of the screen. Every time I see that divergence, I draw a fib retracement. I'm making this trading system up. This morning, I made up this trading system. So I draw a fib retracement every time I see divergence. I don't care what the trading system is. You could say every time I see a moving average crossover. You could say, oh, let's just add the friggin' A. Let's just add the parabolic SAR. I don't even know what these settings are. So let's change that so we can even see those on the screen a little bit easier. I don't care what you Okay, so there's a bunch of dots on my screen now. Let's say that every time I draw a fib, or let's say that every time the parabolic SAR changes directions. I don't care. It doesn't matter. It's completely irrelevant what the system is. Take whatever system you have off the shelf and do these two things. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take a trade when it breaks through the 23% retracement. I'm going to do that. So I'm going to put an order in here to sell below that level. And I'm going to place a stop loss above the highs up there. And I'm going to see if I can get to the 38.2% retracement. But you know what else I'm going to do? I think I'm going to add to my winning position and see if it goes through the 38% retracement, I'll see if I can get all the way down to the 50% retracement. I don't know if it can. I don't know what it's going to do. Okay, so it got all the way there. Fine. So I made some money. Let's look for another divergence. Or let's look for the parabolic SAR to change directions. I don't care. It doesn't matter. This is the Euro British pound. It could be Amazon. It could be Twitter. It could be whatever you want. All right. So here's a divergence line. Draw a fib retracement. And I just keep raising it every single time. Oh, look at that. It fell backwards. But I need more divergence. I need a new divergence. So let's go up here and let's see if we can get more. Oh, there's more divergence. Let's get another divergence. There we go. We got more divergence here. I just keep drawing my line here. And I'm going to enter a trade if it drops below the 23% retracement after forming divergence. All right, so there we go. Maybe we're going to get it here. Man, it just keeps rising, so I haven't taken a trade yet. It's crazy. My goodness. So I haven't even taken a trade yet. Oh, that looks like it's finally going to fall. Is that finally going to fall? No. It's not going to go. Oh, it finally does fall. Finally falls through a 23% retracement. So I'll back it up here. We'll take a trade. I'll say I'm going to sell it through here. I'm going to place a stop loss, a tight stop loss above that level, and a profit target at the 38% retracement. And I get all the way there. Okay, what am I doing here? Why am I even saying any of this? Because I'm going to encourage you to look at whatever trading system you're doing and say, man, on whatever candle opens the trade, I'm going to add to my winning position. I'm going to add another trade there. And maybe I'm even going to add another trade below that. And maybe I'm even going to add another trade below that. I'm going to juice my gains here. I'm going to be aggressive about adding to my winning positions. That's what I'm going to do. That's how I'm going to do things this year. I'm going to take a trade, and if that trade opens, I'm going to add to my winning position. Let's see this divergence right here. Go all the way up here. We're going to enter a trade if it crosses that 23% retracement line. Does it do it? Oh, it does. Nice. So I'm going to add a trade here. I'm going to buy it above that level. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to buy it above that level again. We're going to take a couple trades there and see if we can make some money. Oh my gosh, we don't make money. Let's get out of these trades really fast. Let's close those out really quickly. Let's add to our winners and let's get out of our losers really quick. You want to know what a millionaire trader is going to do? A millionaire trader is going to add to winners and get out of losing trades fast, whatever trading system they have, or they are going to start their first trade with a tiny first position and see how that goes. Like my friend Randy. Randy, you're doing exactly what somebody that is ultra successful would do. You know how that is so simple to do. This is so simple and so easy, but most people aren't going to do it. Most people aren't going to ever do anything like that. It's not the way most people are going to act. They're simply not going to do this. It's not going to happen. Why? Why won't they do it? Because what they really want is adventure. I implore you right now in 2015, look for ways to add to your winning positions. Look for ways to cut off your losing positions quickly or reduce the size of your first position and ride it out a little longer. Do what an intelligent, smart, capable, do what a millionaire trader would do. It's simple. It doesn't require you to change your trading system. It doesn't require you to learn a brand new trading system. All right, so there you have it. If you want to, would you like to get a bunch more webinars and training and lessons that are like this? If you'd like to get a whole bunch more of this material with cheat sheets and tons of additional information, what I want to do is challenge you to take control of the question of what you want most in your trading this year. And I want to personally invite you to the newest trading course that I have called the Millionaire Trader Mastermind. This is the last day that you can sign up for the Mastermind. It's the last day. So if you're already part of the Millionaire Mindset course, today is the last day you can join the Millionaire Trader Mastermind. You can get a ton of information at the link that you see on your screen right now, and I will plug it into the chat box here. You can go to this link and you can get more information about it. Today is the last day. You can click the link in the webinar and you will go to this page right here. And you can add that to your shopping cart and you can get started today. If you're already a member of the Millionaire Mindset course, this will add the mastermind to your course. It adds webinars, additional cheat sheets, bonus lessons like the one you've just watched right now, ongoing support all the way through all 12 months of 2015 to help you learn how to add to your winning trades, cut your losing trades off faster, retain the profits in your trading account, learn to desire accumulation over everything, learn to throw away your bad habits, reprogram your trading brain for success, and in the end, get what you want, to spend more time with your family and friends, to be free to make decisions about what you want to do and where you want to go, when you want to go, wherever it is. That's our webinar for today. I appreciate you being here. Happy New Year to you if you're watching this webinar on January 1st. Happy trading year to you if you're watching this recording at some other time. I really enjoy spending time with you. This webinar has been recorded. If you're watching the recording, thanks a lot. If you're watching the webinar live, I'll put this up as quick as I can. I'm Rob Booker. Thanks for being here, everybody. I'll talk to you in the next webinar. Stay in touch. Bye for now.